Hello everyone, Bud here with Dependable Lawn Care. Let me show you what we're doing today. Okay, so this is the very first lawn. We're not blowing anything out, flower beds or anything like that. We're just going around the lawn, mowing / bagging everything up. I did the front with the big mower and Gage did the back with the little mower. And so basically what I'm gonna do for you guys, I'm gonna keep track of how many properties we do today and how many total square feet of lawn we cover. We'll come back at the end of the day and suck up all these piles. As you guys can see, everything's pretty wet. There's a lot of grass clippings in there. May not show up that much on camera, but I'd say there's, you know, we were probably cutting 2 or 3 inches of grass. So a lot of that is grass clippings as well. But it's wet and it's chopped up. So we'll get through the day. I'm not going to record every property or anything like that. We're just going to get them done, and then I'll record here and there and let you guys see how the day's going and how everything turns out. Hey everybody, so we just pulled up, Gage and I just pulled up to the next property. Like I said, I'm not going to video every property, but I did want to mention real quick that the grass is still growing enough that we weed-eated that last property. We still had to trim after we were done, you know, mowing / bagging. And I'd say that's probably going to be the way with all of them because we still have grass growing even though we've got a lot of leaves coming down. So I wanted to mention that, you know, we're still weed-eating even though we're not blowing everything out. And also, one of the things that makes this efficient, we're doing like one neighborhood at a time or one street at a time, you know, instead of just driving all over. You know, we try to keep our routes pretty tight. So like today, we're going to go all the way up this street. I think we have, what, 5? But anyway, however many we have on this street. And then we literally go over one street and come down that street. And we'll have, I think, about the same number, 5 or 6 on that street. Don't know if we'll do more than that today. But, you know, just mentioning that, that's how we kind of keep everything tight, so we're not doing a lot of driving around. We're not wasting a lot of fuel and time between properties. It's just bang, bang, bang. And we even have some properties where they're just right next to each other. So we park one time and mow 2 properties, which is great. So anyway, we're going to jump out here and get this one and keep moving on. So blower and tube off of the 52. So this is property number 4. So far it's taken us about half an hour to do the last 3 properties each. So we're an hour and a half in and we're starting on number 4. But this is the second one we've had to take the blower off to fit through a back gate. So there aren't very many leaves yet back there, so we can get away with you know, just mulching them this time. And you know, we're also cutting the grass. That's kind of our primary focus today, is getting the grass cut. It may not grow much after this week, but we'll see. But the next time we come in a couple weeks, we're either going to have to go in there with the mower the same way to mow the grass, or if it's just leaves, then we'll probably just use the backpack blowers and blow all the leaves out of the backyard. But it's only the second one, of course, second one out of 4, so we're 50-50 here so far. But anyways, I think, thinking about the rest of the yards we have today on this route, out of the 10 or 12 yards we're going to do, these 2 are probably the only ones where we'll have to do that. Luckily, these Protero bagging systems are set up to where they're a pretty easy and quick disconnect. So you pull the tube off, which requires no tools, and this one it's just hand tight, but it's a lock nut. You just take that lock nut off, pull this pin out, and lift the unit off. Well, unhook the belt. But it literally takes like 30 seconds to pull that off, and other than just the labor involved, it's not that big of a deal. So anyway, I guess I better get my mower and actually get something done. This is pile number 3. Again, it's mostly grass today, and so far all these piles have been pretty wet. I mean, it was, you know, pretty heavy dew this morning when we started. So anyway, this would be pile number 4, but the customer kind of got carried away and decided to burn the pile, not realizing that I was going to pick it up. So we had a good laugh over it, and they're just going to go ahead and let it burn, and then I'll suck them up next time. So I don't know how much you can hear. It's pretty noisy out there. But most of what we're vacuuming up, which is kind of what I was thinking, is grass clippings. And it's like damp, heavy, you know, grass clippings. So there's some leaves mixed in there, so it kind of looks like a leaf pile, but it's really just grass clippings. So I have to take it in small bites because, you know, it's just too much mass hitting the impeller all at the same time. So I gotta take a bite, let it process that, take a bite, but it's still going pretty fast. We've been vacuuming for 45 minutes so far. We've vacuumed up, what, 3 piles? Yeah, 3 piles, so about 15 minutes a pile average. We would be on pile, or we would have done 4 piles, but one of my customers thought he was supposed to burn the leaves, didn't realize that I was going to pick them up, so he's burning the pile, so I can't do anything with it. I'm going to vacuum it up next time. But this will be pile number 4, and then we just have one more pile left, which is a small pile. So we mowed, or we bagged 10 properties. Out of 10 properties, 4 of them had a place to dispose of the leaves on site, so we didn't even have to make a pile. We were able to just dispose of the leaves there, which left 6 properties that we had to come and collect the leaves. Those 10 properties took us, I think it was 6 hours to do those 10 properties. That's a little bit longer than it normally takes us, but you know, we were bagging the yards and we were still having to go back and weed eat and blow and all that stuff because the grass is still growing so much. that you know, we still had to trim and everything to make it look nice. So right now we've taken 3 piles away. That would have been the same amount of time that would have taken us to go to the dump, unload the trailer, and get back to a job. So we would have 1 done at this point, and we've already collected 3, starting on number 4. So it's already saving us time. But again, I didn't know how much of that you could hear me saying outside, so I'm recording it in here. Okay guys, so we have 1 little pile left. I mean, it's a little pile. It was like half of a hopper full. I need to fix the mesh tarp. Actually, what I need to do is get a longer one. I got a 16-footer for a 16-foot trailer, not thinking about, you know, the fact that I need to be able to overlap front and back. Right now, most of the mess, most of the debris that's coming out of the trailer and getting on the road and getting on me is coming out of the back of that tarp where there's a huge gap. So I need to fix that. And I'm also, now that I'm using this, I'm really glad that I mounted it on the driver's side, because a lot of the time I'm going to be by myself. Gage isn't always with me, and so with it being on my side, I can really see how close I am to the pile. And like that last one, I was way too far away. I should have been a lot closer than that. But if it was on the passenger side, it'd be a little bit harder to judge my distance. So anyway, last little pile. Hello everyone, we are done for the day. Everything's put away. I just wanted to tell you guys real quick, I told you I would figure out the square footage, right? So the 5 yards that we ended up collecting leaves on today, Ended up being a combined total of 64,000 square feet. So mostly grass. You know, we don't have heavy leaf fall yet, so it was mostly grass with some leaves in it. 64,000 square feet, and right now the trailer is filled up to here. So inside the trailer bed, that's about a foot. So the first foot of the trailer is filled up from those 5 properties. So, I mean, judging by that, it looks like we're gonna get at least 20 to 25 properties in the dump trailer. Now, of course, that'll change as the season goes on. You know, when there's more leaves and less grass, the leaves are probably going to tend to be, you know, fluffier and take up more space. It would be my guess. But I can already tell that there's going to be a big time difference in our efficiency as far as leaf cleanups go. Not to mention, it was quite a bit of fun using the leaf vacuum, other than, you know, needing to get a longer tarp just so I don't get covered in debris. As the season goes on, I'll try to get more video for you. You know, more leaves, less grass, kind of do a comparison on that same route and see how things are going. But we put in an 8-hour day, which, you know, for part-time lawn care, that's a full day for us. But 8-hour day, and 6 hours of that was going around doing our route, picking up the leaves, and then the last 2 hours, I spent about an hour of it switching trailers and just kind of figuring some things out. We only actually worked about 7 hours. The last hour was sucking up those leaf piles, and you know, again, it took us an hour to do that. It would have taken us at least 3 trips to the dump with the enclosed trailer. The way we were doing it before, we would have had to go to the dump at least 3 times. Every trip to the dump takes us approximately 45 minutes. Depends on the job site, but from the job site to the dump, unload, clean everything out, fold up the tarps, drive back to the job site, and load up the mowers and go to the next one. It's a minimum of 45 minutes, sometimes longer. So what we did today would have taken us about 2.5 hours, and we did that much work with the leaf vacuum in 1 hour. So we've already shaved an hour and a half off, and that was, you know, spending a lot of time videoing, spending a lot of time getting used to the leaf vacuum because I have no experience with it. Today was the most I've ever used it. So, you know, still a lot to learn, a lot of things that we can do better, do more efficiently, but it's definitely going to be a time saver for us and a labor saver. So, as always, guys, thanks for watching. Get out there and make some money, and we'll catch you on the next one.